Hello friends, welcome to Free Advice with Brian Goodman. Today we're going to talk about being selfish and the virtues thereof. First of all, you should know that being selfish is not a negative thing. Being selfish is actually a very good thing. You should never do anything for anyone, regardless of what they tell you, if it doesn't further your own personal goals. Selfishness is the key to financial freedom. You should be honest with yourself. Everyone has a little bit of selfishness in them, but there's some people out there that are just naturally selfish people. You should embrace that. You should not try and stuff that down and lie to yourself and do things that go against the grain. If you're selfish, be selfish. Now, if you are going to be a selfish person, you should plan accordingly. You should definitely hang out with equally selfish people. If you hang out with people that are giving and people that lie to themselves and people that play the game, they're going to resent you. They're going to say, hey, look at that asshole. You don't need that in your life. If you hang out with equally selfish people, they're going to understand. They'll be like, hey, he's just like me. So you're naturally going to get along with them better than you would with the other people. You should definitely not have kids. Selfish people that have kids ruin their lives. Now, you may like kids, you may enjoy kids, you may actually have kids. But if you're a naturally selfish person, you're not going to be a good parent, and you're always going to secretly wish that you didn't have those kids to begin with. Why torture yourself? Sit down, measure your level of selfishness, and based on that, decide if you really need children. Probably not. The notion of helping your fellow man is stupid. And really, it's something that's marketed toward lower income to middle income people. It's a scam. It's a game. It's designed to keep you down. All right? It's designed to keep you right around here instead of being up here. You need to look past all of that. You shouldn't be giving anyone money, and anyone who's asking you to give anyone else money is a piece of shit. Why do you need to give your money? That's dumb. Charity is a scam. You should never ever give money to charity. And if you want to give money to charity, you should ask yourself a few questions. Are you independent financially? Have you met all of your goals that you wanted to meet in your life? Are you where you can basically just say, you know what? Fuck everything. I'm not paycheck to paycheck. I'm good. I can help people out. If you're not like that, you shouldn't be giving any money to charity. On top of that, there's a pretty good chance that your money's not going to actually reach the intended recipient anyway. Just go online, Google charity scams. You're going to find all kinds of news reports on that. So you giving money to charity is a roll of the dice to see if it actually gets to where it's supposed to go. My hard-earned money stays in my pocket. It doesn't go to some piece of shit somewhere who's stealing it under the disguise of giving it to the less fortunate. If you really want to help, help personally. You actually go out and you do something that isn't through some third party and allows you to be lazy and say, oh, look what I did. You actually seek somebody out and you do it yourself. For instance, you go to PetSmart or whatever. Every time you go to PetSmart, when you swipe your card or whatever, it says, do you want to give money to homeless pets or something like that? There's buttons. You press a button for $1 or $5 or $10. How do you know that money actually gets to anyone? You really want to help homeless pets? You go to the animal shelter and you go there with blankets and food and toys and all kinds of shit, and you physically give it to the staff there. You go in there with a box of stuff that they actually need, they're going to be way happier than you just going in there and saying, hey, you know what? I pushed the $5 button when I bought my dog food at PetSmart. They actually need that stuff and you actually gave it to them, which meant you actually did something. Now, if you want to give money to charity, that's how you do it, not through some lazy-ass third party. You know where else you should never give your money? Religion. Any religious organization asking you for money is going against the very principles of that organization in the first place. More than likely, it's a scam. All right? If you go back and you look at the actual reasons why you would give money to a religious organization, it's to keep the proponent of that alive, because they're not supposed to have anything. They're not supposed to have any kind of worldly goods. They're supposed to essentially be beggars, and you're physically keeping them alive. You're giving them food so they don't starve to death. You're giving them a place to sleep, because if not, they're going to be in the streets. Now, if you look at most of the people who are asking you for money now, they probably live better than you, and that is bullshit. All right? You should look it up. Look it up. Do you go to church? Do you go to any kind of religious organization? Well, do some research on who's running that place. If they're living better than you, that's a problem. Full disclosure, I don't believe in shit. I'm an atheist. So you can say, well, you just don't understand it. And that may be true, but you may also need someone from the outside looking in. If you take a 19-year-old frat boy and you take him to the strip club for the first time, he's going to be wowed. His eyes are going to be as big as saucers. He's going to be looking around and there's going to be titties in his face and box rubbing up and down his leg. Maybe the church is the strip club And religion is the titties in your face and the box rubbing up and down your leg. And you can't see why it's a bad idea to go upstairs and spend $40 on a shit lap dance that's just going to leave you more unfulfilled than when you started in the first place. That's what I'm here for. It's okay to be selfish, and really, you being selfish is going to get you further in life than people who are not.